Hey guys, I thought it would be fun to share some easy game day snacks and appetizers that anybody could make. Very few ingredients except for the nachos, but all of these were super fast and very easy. So if you don't think you can make them, trust me, you can. I'm going to show you how now. First up are these Sheetpan loaded nachos. I know you've probably seen these before on other channels, but these are seriously so easy and really a crowd pleaser. Here's an overview of everything I'm about to use. First, I'm going to line a baking sheet with a little parchment paper, and I'm going to add 1 bag of restaurant-style tortilla chips onto here and just spread those around the best you can. I like to put the nicer chips that are not broken along the edges. I just think it makes it look a little nicer. And then I actually pre-made this meat here, so that's a great tip you can do. You can quickly throw these together. Right before the game starts, I have 1 pound of ground beef, and that's just mixed with taco seasoning. Next, I'm sprinkling on some shredded Monterey Jack cheese, and then I'm also going to put on some mild cheddar as well. Then I'm going to add a can of black beans. I did rinse these really well. I just kind of did it in the can, and I'm just going to sprinkle those over the top. And then I'm going to spoon this Ricos nacho cheese over the top. This is going in the oven on 350 for 10 minutes. That's just going to basically warm everything through and melt the shredded cheese. You can get super creative with this and add any toppings you want. I'm adding some red onions. I cut those pretty small. I love onions, so I added quite a bit of those. And then I'm adding in some jalapeños for some heat. Then I'm adding some Roma tomatoes and shredded lettuce and cilantro onto my side. And then I'm just going to take some green onion and sprinkle a little of those on the top as well. And then here are my nachos. I did slice up some limes and put those along the edges in case, you know, if you want to add a little bit over the top. And I also had some other toppings off to the side, sour cream, guacamole, and also hot sauce. My husband loves Diablo, so I always set that out for him. These nachos are so fast to throw together, especially if you cook the meat ahead of time, because then you can just dump it on, and you can personalize it however you want with whatever toppings you would like. Up next, we're making these chicken Parmesan bites. These are super quick and easy, and everybody will love them. I just picked up this small container of home chef popcorn chicken. It was only $2.39, and a whole bag of popcorn chicken was almost $10. So this was a lot more economical for me. I just went ahead and popped those onto a baking sheet with a little bit of parchment paper. These ones are not frozen, so they don't take very long in the oven. If you're using the frozen ones, it's definitely going to take you a lot longer to cook them. I went ahead and just popped these in the oven for about 7 minutes, and I just wanted to warm them through, and I'm really sorry that this is blurry. I don't know what happened here, but basically right now I'm just putting on a little tiny bit of spaghetti sauce right on top of here. You only need a very small amount on each one because they are very small, but once you get that done, you're gonna go ahead and take some mozzarella shredded cheese and add that on top as well. This is actually why I am using the parchment paper right now, because all this cheese is really hard to get on these perfectly just because they are so small, so some is going to fall off, and this will just help you with an easier cleanup with the melted cheese. It won't burn on your pan. Now you're going to go ahead and pop those in the oven for an additional 5 minutes. You really just want to get that cheese melted on top, and then you can pull them back out. I'm adding a little bit of parsley over the top, and then I'm just going to use some toothpicks, and you're just going to stick those toothpicks directly in the center of each one of your chicken balls so that they can get picked up really nicely as a quick appetizer. Here's what they look like when they're all done. These are really good. They're so simple and so quick, and you can just whip them together in no time. These little charcuterie kabobs are so great for your keto and low carb friends. So I'm just going to be using some skewers. These ones are a little big, so I'm just going to cut those in half. That way they're not super long. I have a block of Colby Jack cheese right here. You can use any cheese that you want to. I'm just going to cut this into smaller cubes. Next, here in the back, I have some mozzarella balls that are in water. I'm going to put those on a paper towel just so I can dry them off. You can also use Baby Bell cheese. That's also very good for this as well. Now to get these started, I like to put a piece of cheese, a cheese cube on the bottom just to hold everything together nicely. And then I'm just going to fold my salami in half so it's in a triangle, and I'm just going to put that on. And then pepperoni, I'm using smaller pepperoni, so I'm just going to kind of put them in a crisscross pattern. And then for the next piece of salami, I am actually going to do that the same way as the last one, but put it in a separate direction. And then you can repeat that however you want. The more folding you do of the meats and things like that will add more of a texture and a nice look to it. And then you can top it with one of the mozzarella balls or the Baby Bell cheese. Also, you can add things like pickles, olives, things like that on here, but we just wanted to keep it simple with the meat and cheese today. I forgot to get an in shot of these, but this is what they look like when they're all done. And like I said, add olives, pickles, things like that, and it'll add more color. The last recipe I'm sharing are these loaded tater cups. These are super easy as well. All I'm just going to do is spray my little muffin tin or cupcake pan with a little bit of olive oil, and I was almost out, so it came out really thick. So I just kind of got in there with my hand and spread that oil around. You're going to need a bag of tater tots. This is a 2-pound bag. This is all my store had, but I'm only going to be using half of this. And in each of the little cups, you're going to want to add 5 to 6 tater tots. I added 5 at first, and then I had a couple left over. So some of mine had 5, some of mine had 6. Once I got those all filled up, those went in the oven for about 10 minutes on 400 degrees. I'm also cooking up 2 slices of bacon. We're just going to crumble that over the tops when they're done. While those are in the oven, we're going to get our sour cream ready. I'm adding 1 cup of sour cream to my bowl with 1 teaspoon of garlic. You can use a little less if you're not a huge garlic fan. And I like to add green onions to this. However, I realized I was shorted those in my grocery pickup order, so I used some chives, and I probably used about a tablespoon. Once I got that mixed up, I just put it to the side for now. Here are my tater tots after 10 minutes in the oven. You're going to need a small glass, or I'm just using a little sauce bowl, and you're going to want to push down your tater tots, and this is how we're going to create that cup effect. So when you're pushing down, push down and also twist slightly, that way the tater tots don't stick to your cup. Also, if you want, you can spray the bottom of your cup with some nonstick spray. Once you get your cups created, you're going to go ahead and put those back in the oven for an additional 15 to 20 minutes. You just want the tops to get crispy. And then once they come out, you're going to put a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese in the bottom of each one. And then they're going back in the oven for another 6 to 7 minutes to melt the cheese. Once those come out of the oven, you want to let them sit for a minute so they can really set up. If you take them out too soon, they're going to fall apart. But after about 5 to 10 minutes of cooling, you can go ahead and just put them on a cooling rack to finish cooling so you can add your sour cream on top. For the sour cream, you're just going to add a little spoonful into the center of each one. Next, you're going to crumble your bacon over the top. Like I said, you only need 2 slices of bacon, but you could always cook more if you wanted this to have more bacon in it. You could always finish this off with more green onions over the top, but I just decided to add a little parsley to give it a little bit more color and just make it look nicer in general. Here are the finished tater cups. These are really easy to make. They do go in and out of the oven several times, which you saw, but they really don't take that much effort. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it so much. I absolutely love doing this, and I will be back on Sunday with another week of what we had for dinner. Bye, guys.